Hey Stash fam, Steve here with another PAX West preview, and today's game is especially close to me because I'm not just previewing it, I'm also a backer. Alterium Shift is a game I personally kickstarted earlier this year when the campaign launched in February 2025. Now, the project is already closed, it smashed its funding goal, bringing in over $131,000 from more than 2,100 backers, and it's officially set to release in the first half of 2026 on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. So, if you love games like Secret of Mana or this one right here, Chrono Trigger, then you're going to want to keep this game on your radar. Let's rewind the clock back to where this project all started. Alterium Shift comes from two indie developers, Motzi and Dras Ray, who grew up with the same SNES RPGs many of us did, like Final Fantasy 2 and 3 or 4 and 6, depending on how you like to say it, Secret of Mana, Breath of Fire, and Chrono Trigger. These weren't just games, they were gateways into entire worlds. And the spark came when Dras Ray put together a 2.5D prototype using tile sets from Silo the Sharper. The visual struck a nostalgic chord with Motzi, and from there, the two expanded it into something much bigger. What started as a passion project snowballed into a full RPG full of branching paths, lore, and mechanics that look to honor the classics while adding modern Alright, let's shift gears and talk about something people often ask. Why run a Kickstarter in 2025 if the game's been in early access since 2023? And here's the scoop. Access gave the team valuable feedback and helped build the foundation, but they wanted to go bigger, more console ports, expanded localization, physical editions, new mini games, and even cooking and alchemy systems. A publisher transition in 2024 made things tricky, so Kickstarter became the way to invite the community to help expand the project. And clearly, players believed in it. The campaign didn't just hit the 50K goal, it tripled it. This wasn't about funding a maybe someday dream kind of game. The game is real, it's playable, and steadily updated. Kickstarter simply turned the volume up on what was already working. Jumping now into the core of what makes this game tick, and Alterium Shift blends the heart of classic JRPGs with some welcome modern touches. The world is built in 2.5D, so it feels those 16-bit RPGs that we grew up with, but with a bit more depth and life to the visuals. There are 3 main character arcs to choose from, and the branching storylines means no 2 playthroughs will feel quite the same. Quests can change based on who you're playing, the timing, and even the circumstances. On the lighter side, you've got fish racing and other mini-games that break up the combat. And speaking of combat, it's classic turn-based, but enhanced with a visual turn order, burst attacks, and team combo moves. So think Chrono Trigger's double and triple attacks, but reimagined for a modern audience. Now let's get personal because I finally had the chance to play it. I didn't make it to the booth until the last day of PAX West, right before my NBA Jam tournament, but I managed to jump in for about 20 minutes of hands-on time with Nate, and from the second I started, it felt like being transported back to the SNES days. The art nails that retro vibe, but it's more polished than anything from the early 90s. And then there's the soundtrack. Nate and I both walked away saying how beautiful the music was. It instantly reminded me of the emotional pull of those classic RPGs. There's even a song in the game that I swear to you, it starts off like the Hyrule Field morning theme from Ocarina of Time, and we both looked at each other like we know that sound, dude. So that was really cool. And again, I think it's kind of like a little Easter egg for people like us, right, that know those games inside and out. In just one demo session, I leveled up the main character, unlocked a jump strike ability, and collected items like a hoof, a bug leg, Dispel Berry, and Reptile Tail. Clearly, crafting and cooking are going to be a big part of the game, and yes, cooking was one of the Kickstarter stretch goals that got. What surprised me most was how quickly I was pulled in despite all of the chaos on the expo floor. When a game makes you forget about the noise around you and just focus on what's in front of you, that's when you know the developers are on to something special. Let's fast forward to what's coming next. The team is still hard at work updating the early access build. A big update in early 2025 happened that pushed the game to about 75% completion. Now look, I mentioned earlier that the targeted release date is the first half of 2026, and I hope it comes out then, but with any Kickstarter, I would not hold them to that, okay? It might slip, or they might hit the target. Either way, just know, I think there's a good chance that this comes out in 2026. So here's some of what's on the way. First was the fully revamped fishing minigame, the brand new racing minigame, expanded on-map exploration abilities, a reworked battle system integrated directly into the map, configurable controls, a new quest line diving deeper into Pyra's backstory, which is one of the main characters. And that's just the near-term roadmap. They're also planning, as I mentioned, cooking and alchemy systems, more racing tracks, and even a full UI reskin to match Galet's art. So in short, they're not slowing down. So that's my time with Alterium Shift from PAX West, a game I believed in enough to back, and one that's only strengthened that decision now that I've got a chance to play it. Again, Alterium Shift is set to release in the first half of 2026 for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. And if you can't wait until then, you can try the demo on Steam right now and even hop into the early access build. If you enjoyed this preview, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my other PAX West coverage. We've still got more coming your way. And now, I'll leave you with the rest of my Alterium Shift gameplay footage, unedited and commentary free, so you can soak up the atmosphere for yourself just as I did. And as always, remember, you're never too old to play video games.